Welcome back, everyone. For those of you who are brand new to my channel or website, my name is Veronica, and the topic of discussion for today is 5 types of guys that you should avoid dating. Today we are going to do things just a little bit differently. I recently purchased a brand new eyeshadow palette made by one of my favorite beauty icons, Jackie Aina. Jackie. In collaboration with Anastasia Beverly. So while I talk to you about these guys we should avoid dating, I'm also going to review this brand new eyeshadow palette. So if you aren't already a subscriber, make sure you go ahead and click that subscription button. And without further ado, let's get started. Before we get started on the eyeshadow, I just wanted to let you guys know that I did apply concealer to my eyelids to give the eyeshadow a better effect. I never have been a fan of primer for some reason. Concealer has always just worked out better for me. So that's what I did. So, time! I was so juiced when I found out that Jackie Aina was coming out with this palette because she is one of those people that I have been watching on YouTube for a really long time now. But to see like someone's hard work and dedication and all that good stuff pay off, and for her to always give credit to God, because of course that's where it's always due. Here it is. This is what it looks like. I actually bought this maybe a week after it came out, but I didn't want to touch it until I was ready. So just trying to get this open without ripping it too much. That's how you know your packaging is pretty when I'm out here struggling trying to open it just because I don't want to rip it. Okay. So here it is coming out of the box. Oh my gosh. This is my first time seeing it too with you guys. Like, super excited. Oh my gosh. And ooh, it's like really textured too. I didn't notice that. It's like really textured. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the purpose of all that's for, but we're women. We like pretty things, so it's very pretty. Oh my gosh. Look at the colors, you guys. I'm so excited. So one thing that I'm really excited about is Jackie Aina does a lot of reviews specifically for people with my skin tone, because of course it's really difficult for a lot of different powders and things to show up, and so for her to be like a big spokesperson for color on brown skin, I'm like excited to see how her very own palette is going to present itself on my melanated skin. So what I'm going to do, I am going to be using the brush that it comes with. It's the same Anastasia Beverly brush that comes in every palette, but not everyone has seen or used it. So to be fair and do a more accurate review of the product, I am going to use the brush that it came with. So decisions, you guys. I think I am going to start with this one right here. Looks like that is Wiggly's. I'm so sorry. I don't know if you're able to see or to get the focus. You know, it's my first makeup review, so forgive me if it's not up to proper makeup video etiquette. I'm going to use Wiggly's as my transition color. Now, I can't really tell how creamy or powdery it is just from looking at it, so I am just going to dab it a little bit like that and just start packing it on. Now, I just want to make sure that it's clear that I'm not giving y'all a makeup tutorial by far, not even. This is me as a makeup consumer who has a pretty efficient collection of makeup, telling y'all what I think of a new palette by two of my favorites. Okay. That went on pretty smooth. Yeah, I like that as a transition color. So yeah, 5 types of guys that you should avoid dating. Number 1, the inconsistent guy. Ladies, I know y'all know the inconsistent guy. So now that we have our transition color on, you guys, these colors are so pretty. I don't even know what to go with. I'm gonna follow my heart. That's what I'm gonna do here. So I think I'm going to go with this color. Let me see. That one is called Credit. I live for a smoky eye, so I think that's gonna be the one that's going to give me that effect. But yeah, the inconsistent guy, let's talk about him. The inconsistent guy, he is the guy that you cannot rely on. Like, he's the one you can never just take his word for it. He's the one that'll text you back hours, days later, if at all. He's the one where you never know where you guys stand. One minute he's working to win over your heart, and then the next minute you don't hear from him. He's vanished off the face of the earth. He's the type that you'll be in contact one minute, out of contact the next, and like once you think it's over, that's when you get that text message again talking about, hey, how have you been? When we gonna hang out? The scariest thing about the inconsistent guy is his inconsistency can go on for years. Like, he's the type that will literally be pulling you by a string, have you hanging by a thread. He's the one you're always wondering about. Any guy that is serious about you, he's gonna be intentional, he's gonna be reliable, he's gonna be there when you need him, when you don't need him. I'm just playing. But yeah, be careful with him, the inconsistent guy. So if you haven't noticed already, I am just blending my life away. Like, one pet peeve that I have is when I'm looking at somebody's powders or eyeshadows and it's just not blended. So yeah, I did the Wigglies as my transition color, and then I put Credit more around the creases, but still kind of blended that into my transition just to give it that smoky effect. Yes. One thing about the inconsistent guy is he's not man enough to step up and take you serious and treat you like the queen that you are, but he's also too selfish to let you go. So that's where it's up to you, sis, to remember that the game stops when you quit playing. Let him go. The next guy that you should avoid dating at all costs is going to be the guy with the girlfriend. This is the guy that is in a relationship with someone but is still pursuing you. He might say things like, we're breaking up, or I'm not happy, or he might just be cheating just to cheat. But either way, avoid him at all costs. Like, let's just say he is telling the truth and he is in a bad relationship that's getting ready to end. Anyone who's just getting out of a relationship does not need to be jumping into a new relationship. That person needs time to heal and reflect, and to make sure that when they do get into a new relationship, they're not going to have the same issues that they had while in their current relationship. So either way it goes, a man in a relationship is not for you. Now, I know it seems like the obvious, but trust me, it's not. Unless you've ever been in that situation, you just never know what you would do. Like, even me, I hate admitting this to my core, just because I'm so pro women. I'm all for women empowerment and women sticking together and all of that good stuff. But there was a time in my life where I caught myself settling for someone who was in a relationship with someone else. I allowed myself to kind of overlook the relationship that he was in just because he explained to me how they were breaking up, but they weren't going to be together anymore. And keep in mind, this guy was in church too. So it's like, he was in church, he was doing all of these amazing things in the community. And so I was like, you know, okay, maybe it is from God. There's just a couple hurdles that we need to get out of the way. But long story short, it didn't work out. And when I think about it, when I look back on it now, I'm just like, girl, what were you thinking? My two closest friends, they knew about the situation. And I'm just like, if you ever catch me doing something so ignorant, just slap me. It's like, we all have choices. The guy that you're interested in is in a relationship and he's giving you the hoo-ha about how he's unhappy and this and that. Just remember that everyone has a choice, and if he were that unhappy, then he would get out of the relationship. He wouldn't stick around to see what happens. God does not operate in the midst of confusion, and if you're in a love triangle, like, it doesn't get any more confusing than that. God is just not going to send you someone else's man. Lesson learned. Number 3, the known player. Now, before we talk about the known player, I think that I am going to add this ginger color, this one right here. I want it to go, so I'm not a big put eyeshadow on your brow bone type of girl, but I do like to kind of blend a neutral color on top of my transition color that'll kind of go towards my brow bone, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna use a little bit of it and just start putting it up there. I'm not gonna like apply it too heavily. I kind of just want all of the eyeshadow that I put in like my crease and the transition area to kind of work its way up top, just because I feel like the way my eyes are shaped, when I like put emphasis on my brow bone, I get clown vibes. Like, what am I doing? So I kind of try to do it as subtle as possible so that, I don't know, it doesn't look like I'm doing too much. Again, y'all, this is not a tutorial. This is how I do my eyeshadow. I know I probably still have a lot of room for improvement, but it's been working out for me so far. Yeah, I think that was a good idea. I'm just gonna do it again on this side. Yeah, it is really gingery. Good job, Jackie. Forgive me if I'm like leaving outside of the camera lens again. First, makeup review. I don't know how many more of these I will actually do. This palette I was just super stoked for. But if you guys do enjoy this, hearing me talk about some things and put on makeup at the same time, or just doing other things at the same time, let me know in the comments and I'll think about doing similar videos instead of, you know, just sitting in front of my backdrop. So yeah, again, blending my life away. So yeah, the known player. So this is a guy that probably has 4 different women in love with him right now. 2 of them probably think they're his girlfriend, but if you ask him about it, he don't have any idea why these women are obsessed with him. He is a guy that you've already heard about, but you're still considering giving him a chance. So I know they say you can't go off of rumors or off things that people say, but if it quacks like a duck, 9 times out of 10, it's most likely a duck. If you're into a guy that's known to be a player, I would just tread that with caution, because what I've learned about those situations is they're true most of the time. Like, anytime I've ever dealt with a guy and heard that he might be a player and I didn't hear it and I didn't take heed to that information, backfired. You can't believe everything that you hear, but a lot of the time where there's smoke, there is fire. A godly man is going to be concerned about his reputation. You know, he is the light of the world, so it's very unlikely that a man who is truly of God is going to also be carrying around this reputation of being a womanizer or a cheater and this and this and that, unless it was the old them, not the saved and sanctified reborn again version. So that's just something to be on the lookout for. If he's a known player, tread with caution. So now that we have our, I guess you can call it, base of the shadow down, I think it's time that we can add some real color. So, decisions. I think I'm gonna go with Sponsored. I like how Sponsored is looking. So Sponsored is gonna be this this greenish color right here. See it? Yes. I think I'm gonna put that one right there on my lids, and I'm gonna use this side of the brush because I feel like it's gonna pick up more, because I really want some color. And I honestly don't know if I needed to dab it that many times, but I just got really excited because we're adding color now. So let's see how it goes. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just put it right on top. Just pat it on there. Oh yeah, I could have dug a little deeper, so that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know how creamy it was, so. Okay. All right. So I am getting a little bit more. Am I doing that really hard? I don't know. I'm just trying to get it out. I'm trying not to be excessive, but I just want to see all the color. All the color pay off. Yeah, so I expected Sponsored to be a little more on the creamy side. I wonder if it would help if I wet my brush or something. It probably would. But to be fair, I'm just using the palette and the brush that it came with. No extra. So if you are at home and you don't have all of this extra stuff to get your eyes popping, you can get an accurate view of what Miss Jackie Aina's palette is gonna look like on your eyes as is. Minus the concealer that I put on it initially, but y'all catch my drift. So the next guy that we're gonna talk about, I believe we're on number 4. Yes, the next guy that we're gonna talk about, guy number 4, that you should avoid dating at all costs. The guy who doesn't respect boundaries. So this is the guy who is constantly putting you in situations where you have to choose between him and what you believe in. You've set your own boundaries, like, I don't want to have sex before marriage, or just certain things, certain limits you set on the relationship that he doesn't respect, or he pretends to respect it just to will you in. But when push comes to shove, he thinks that he can persuade you to go outside of the boundaries that you already set. That is a man that you need to stay clear of. This is the guy who doesn't pay any regard to the lines that you draw that you don't want crossed. He's the one who doesn't care about being celibate. He doesn't care about self-discipline or putting God first. He's all about him and his own self-satisfaction. Any guy who was going to push you further away from God rather than closer to him by having you doing things like sinning against God is not the one for you. That's the one that you should avoid at all costs. Doesn't matter how fine he is, how good he looks, how much he's giving back to the community. If he is causing you to choose between you and your creator, you gotta let him go, boo. Okay, I can get with this. How's it looking to you guys? So next, the next color that kind of sticks out to me is Zam. Zam is this sparkly little thing right here. So we're gonna apply that to the opposite side of where we applied Sponsored. Oh my gosh, can you guys see that? I was not expecting that. Now I see why it's called Zam. Oh my gosh. Now this one is definitely creamy. Like the way that I had to kind of dig into Sponsored, I don't have to dig into Zam. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I like it. It's just so shimmery and smooth. I want to just run it across my whole island now. Can you see that? I hope that you guys can at least somewhat see the details and the colors of what I'm doing here. Or you can see it on my end. And I'm just like, I know I said that you didn't have to keep digging into this one, but I just really want to make sure that this one is showing. It's like, it's glistening. It is giving me like summer, like beginning of fall vibes, like because it's that golden color that's perfect for looking like you're bronzing in the summer and also perfect for pumpkin fall. Like just love this. Yes, I did say pumpkin fall. Let me live. I really like this. One thing that I will say so far is like how I mentioned I am really big on smoky eye. I really wish that she would have had some kind of black in here. Like I know credit is here for the smoky eye girl, but I don't feel like it's dark enough. I might go back at the end and like make it, I don't know, to where it's a little bit darker. I do have a black eyeshadow that I could put there, but again, we're being fair, we're using one palette. So what do I want to use next? What do you guys think? I think what I want to do, everyone who knows me knows that my favorite color is purple. Purple is royalty, so you know I was shooketh when I saw that not only did this palette have one purple color, but two purple colors. I think what I'm gonna do is take Miss Big Wig up here and put it, I'm gonna put it somewhere. I think I'm gonna put it right here in the middle because I feel like my look needs to be darkened up a little bit, and I feel like Big Wig is the perfect spokesperson to kind of tone it down a little bit, darken it up. I like it. And I'm just applying it towards the middle area. Y'all excuse me because I don't know all of my terminology. I just be putting on makeup and people say they like it and I just be like, thanks. feel like just a little bit more should do the trick. So I'm noticing that these colors, they're pressed really nicely, but most of them I'm finding that I do have to dig into a little bit more, except for Zam. That one, no extra dig needed. Another one that doesn't look like it's gonna need any dig at all is Dwala's. I've heard Jackie say the name before. Dwala's. I really want to use that one. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I was telling myself no because I already put sponsored there, but what the heck? What's a little bit more? Alright, so Dwala's is going right on top of sponsored. Just a little bit. That's the thing about eyeshadow. I feel like it really is just about following your heart. Because every morning, well, not every morning because I don't wear makeup every day. That's just doing way too much. Like, I like my sleep. But that is one thing with eyeshadows. I just feel like you can just get creative, follow your heart, just wherever it leads you, just go. And as you can see, I'm just blending it all together. I feel like it's giving it a nice little effect. What do you guys think? All right, so we're getting down to the wire here. So yeah, this look that I have accomplished so far, it goes with my tee, I think, because I will be wearing this out in a minute. Since I said I do like purples, what I'm going to do, because it just wouldn't be right if I didn't, I'm also going to take Shookington right down her. And I'm going to apply it to my bottom lash line. Oh yeah, yes, that is what I needed. Shookington, I am shooketh. Oh, I love this. Oh my gosh. So my thoughts on the palette, I don't think I went over the price with you guys. So I spent $48.50 on this palette. Oh my gosh. Goodness gracious. I'm not even gonna tell y'all how many hours I had to work to get that. But yeah, that is another reason why I didn't want to use any extra primer or a bunch of different makeup brushes and things like that, because I figure if I'm spending $50 on a palette, like I should be able to do everything with one palette. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Back to my look, I like this Shookington so much at the bottom that I'm actually applying it over where I initially put Big Wig. And I know what some of you are thinking, like, how is she mixing up matte shadows with shimmer shadows? I don't know, girl. I don't know, sis. I just wanted to play in my makeup and show y'all what it was looking like, and hey, yeah, I really like this. These purples are so fire. Definitely my favorites by far. I'm just gonna apply a little bit more to the center area, whatever that's called. And then I'm going to take the other side of the brush and use it to blend it all out, just so everything that I put on here looks like it just transitions into the next on purpose. And you know, I thought when I was reviewing this palette that I was gonna do like some extreme bright look, but it came out more everyday, which I like. I used some self-control. Yeah, I'm just blending. Yeah, overall, I'm happy with my palette. It's very similar to other Anastasia Beverly palettes. They have like the same type of aesthetic, if you will, but Jackie's is still very unique, from the purples and pinks that she threw in here to the names. I'm excited for her. She did her thing with this palette, so kudos to you, Jackie. I'm almost done. What I think I want to do though before I get to my eyeliner. Now, normally I always put some type of highlighter in the center, but since I want my whole eye look, besides of course my liner and lashes, to come from this palette, I am going to use this color right here, Soleil, I believe, and I'm gonna put that into my tear duct center area. Oh yeah, it's perfect right there. And I know we still have one more type of guy to avoid dating, and I'm gonna let y'all know who he is in just 1 second. Oh my gosh. Okay, just to even it out a little bit. I should have showed you guys how much I put on the brush. Not that much, so alright. What do you guys think? I don't know, I like it. I'm excited. I'm just gonna brush away some of the excess. And yes, I am using the same brush to sweep away excess and blend and do everything. I didn't pack anything on the brush too heavy, so it's not a problem, like nothing is smeared or anything. I think it's actually creating like the perfect blend. And this is another thing that I like about doing my eyeshadow before foundation or anything, is like if you mess up or you put a little bit too extra or go outside of the lines at the bottom or whatever, my foundation's about to fix it right now. So yeah, I used about, let's see, so I used Zam, Wiggly's Big Wig. Let me show you guys. So of this palette, to get this look, I used Zam, Wiggly's, Big Wig, Dollars, Credit, Ginger, Sponsored. Dang, I used quite a bit of color here to get such a natural look. Now I'm sure if I would have dug a little deeper or used primer and all of that good stuff, the colors would really pop, but I'm happy with how this turned out. And I know it's really about to get real when this liner goes on. Now I'm gonna try to do my liner on camera, but if I start messing up, then I'm gonna have to let y'all go and come back. So the last guy number 5 that you should avoid dating at all costs is number 5, the counterfeit guy. This is the guy who is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Girl. Where do we start with him? So keep in mind that just as God knows what you like in a man, so does the devil. For sure. One of the enemy's greatest weapons is the counterfeit guy that he will send to you. All right, you guys, I am back. So trying to apply eyeliner and talk to you guys at the same time. Yeah, I'm just not on that level yet. So I went and finished up my eyeliner, did throw in some eyelashes. Now I know I said the only thing I wanted to review was the Jackie Aina palette, but these eyelashes are very, very near and dear to me. That's all I will let you guys know for right now. But if you do want to know, if you do like my lashes and you do want to know where I got them from, I'm just going to tell you guys to stick around for a future video. And as far as the palette itself, I am not disappointed. But yeah, back to what I was saying about the counterfeit guy. Now, the reason why he is so dangerous is because he lures women into darkness by using a false light. It's like, he appears to be such a good guy. So how do we guard ourselves against them? It's easy. God says we'll know them by their fruits. So observe their fruits. Are they really about that life, really about putting God first, or is it just a facade? You can avoid him with no exception by observing his fruits and just praying for discernment. So there you guys have it. And those are 5 types of guys that you should avoid dating. Now, I know we were doing a lot in this video, so I will give you a recap. Number 1 was the inconsistent guy. 2 was the guy with the girlfriend. 3 was the known player. 4 was the guy who doesn't respect boundaries. And 5 was the counterfeit guy. Of course, there are plenty of other types of guys to avoid dating, but essentially it all boils down to one thing. The one characteristic that all of these guys have in common is they need to do a little bit more soul searching and build that relationship with God. God is love, so if a man doesn't know God, then he can't love you or treat you how you want to be treated, because he hasn't even been in contact with the source of where love comes from. So if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you like these type of videos where I'm not only providing you with life tips but also doing something else like putting on makeup or going for a walk. Then let me know and I will make more of these videos. Again, thank you guys for tuning in again, and per usual, you know I have a full blog post up on virtuousbyveronica.com that goes into more details on the 5 types of guys that you should avoid dating. So again, thank you for stopping by today. This was fun. I will see you guys in my next video.